Greetings. Thank you for stopping by. My name's Katrina, and I am an INTJ, and I just found out I'm a jerk. I guess more I understand how I have been a jerk in the past. I completely um, will forgive myself if I am again, but at least I'll know I'm doing it, or maybe closer to it. I am saying all of this because I am new to MBTI and I'm learning. And I'm listening to podcasts. I'm listening to YouTube channels. I'm watching all the influencers out there. And you're helping me a lot. I appreciate it. I'm giving back. I am a jerk because as an INTJ, I resonated the absolute most with my second function, the extroverted thinking. That was what really got me with the brightest light above my head of wow. It has to do with the effectiveness part of it. I've never looked through other people's eyes when it came to doing things effectively. I always thought everyone thought that way. Why would you not want to live life in a way where you make it easier for yourself? Well, the thing is I'm driven to do that as a compulsion, as actually a very, 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 very strong part of me. And when other people aren't driven that way, and I come into a workplace, that's probably one of the better places. As I've been working through all this, I've thought of about 6 workplaces that I came in like a hurricane. You know, I feel that need. I see something. It needs to be fixed. Let's fix it. There's no hard feelings about it. It just needs fixed. However, and I can't quote any of the other typing because I'm so new to it, there are the feeling people or sensing people or whatever people don't like that I will run into, I'm sure, along my path, that really, really, really not appreciate the way that I would come in and change everything up because they would take it personally. And I remember having the conversation with my mom many, many times after work, go over there, after work for dinner or something and tell her about my day and why in the world does this woman not want to follow the system that I'm trying to show her? It will help her. And my mom would say, you're intimidating. I'm like, I'm about as intimidating as a Pillsbury Doughboy. I mean, seriously, just let me do it. Don't take it so personally. It's just work. However, they're seeing it as, look, lady, you come in here and you're trying to change all my systems and you think I'm just going to be groovy with that and, I'm supposed to follow your instructions and even if you do make sense, I ain't doing it and I now think you're a jerk. I wouldn't blame them, but I didn't realize the combination of an INTJ where the effectiveness is so important and the lack of taking into account other people's feelings would even happen. I made no connection. And it's just because that's the salad of my personality. Everything's mixed up. And it's just those two things that go together that can make me a jerk. So I own it. But I have some props. One of them is I was cracking up putting this together. Here's just the smallest of things, but I would get so frustrated. So, sidebar, I'm now in a job and have been for 5 years where I'm extremely fortunate that my husband and I are small business owners and I run the office and I am not only the accounts payable department and accounts receivable, I'm sales, I'm, human resources. Any of the functions in the office is me. So guess what? I make the rules now and it's perfect for me because I enjoy it. But I don't have to ask anybody else if I can change a procedure. So I'm pretty damn happy about that. And I do feel extremely fortunate for that. More than anyone knows. I was made for the job that I'm doing. And that's exciting. But here's what I'm talking about when it comes to effectiveness and probably how I drove other people nuts. Okay, my wireless keyboard. Here you got, these are some things that I think came from like scrapbooking. I had these. So I put them on where, your index fingers go, because I don't look at a keyboard when I type. I was taught on a manual typewriter, and you would almost get your hand smacked if you looked at your keyboard, but it was the 80s, so I don't think they were allowed to do that anymore. Then up here, I got this. That's just a piece of double-sided tape, but I left this on so I could feel it. That way I can reach up on my keyboard and mute when I'm watching YouTube while I'm working. And I can make that where I don't even have to look at the keyboard. Number 5, of course. Second prop here is my handy dandy wireless mouse that I use as a left-hander. I'm right-handed, very right-handed. I had to write with my left hand during one of my surgeries, and it is funny, I come across that paperwork and never pulled it off. And I use this now as a left-hander because I didn't like having to maneuver it and click and then put my pen down and write, and then pick my pen up and then put my pen down and write, and back and forth. So I was just like, I'm just going to train myself. I'm going to train myself to use it with my left hand, and then I work, I maneuver the mouse, and I write. And I maneuver the mouse, and I write. And it is fantastic. I even trained Bruce, my husband, to use it that way, so he never knew any differently. And if anybody were to ever try to use my mouse, it is set up as a right-hander, so there wouldn't be any issue like that. I did that too because when I worked in an office, people come and go, "You're left-handed?" I'm like, no, I do it because I want to save that time. And then they would be like, well, I can't use it this way. So I retrained myself to use it so that if any right-hander came up, like the IT department would come up and have to work on my computer, that they would easily be able to maneuver it and it wouldn't be a whole big discussion, because it's not about that. It's about effectiveness, and it works. I don't know how much time I save. I think probably, I bet you I save 5 minutes a year compared to the regular user that puts their pen down every time. You can get a lot done in 5 minutes. So what do I do now? What? I know I've been a jerk. I have had to employ this already recently, and that's shutting my damn mouth. I mean, please, if somebody wants to ask my opinion, they know it's going to be there, right? They know I can solve things, but I had a conversation with a friend this weekend, and I wanted to say so bad, you should try this. You should try that. Why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? And I said, Katrina, shut your damn mouth. If she wants to have help, she'll ask. And then I thought, well, maybe I could be sneaky and be like, hey, have you ever heard of this that you could use? I used it, or you know what I'm saying? I just shut my mouth. And do you know how less tired I was? How less pushy I felt? How less drained I was? I just moved on with my life. It's not my responsibility to fix the world. Now, you ask me, I'll tell you. Other than that, I'm working on keeping my mouth shut. So, this is my journey. I appreciate you watching. I hope you gained something from it. I am only going to speak from my experiences, and I'm going to continue to learn and have fun with it. I just want to get good at typing other people at some point, but we'll get there. I'm an INTJ. I'm going to soak up as much information as I can get. Always, always, always. Yeah, if I showed you my books of information and lists, yeah, you'd understand. Here, wait, look. This is my MBTI folder and all my notes and all my learning. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I used to think it was weird, but now I just know it's how I operate. Enjoy. Cheers, and never stop thinking about thinking.